Hello, everyone. Welcome. Last week we had separate talks for Dharma School and for adults. And so the Dharma School talk had a guest that the adults maybe didn't see. And so this week thought we'd just do the one talk and have our special guest. Do you remember who it was, Dharma School? Lion. Wow. How are you? Good. Say hi to everybody. Good. This is Lion. He's been in my household for a long time, about 45 years, I think. And so, I'm kind of working on the same hair. If I dye my hair blonde, maybe we'll look more alike. Lion has been a guest because he really likes Jusei-ge. If you chanted along with us, there's one line, Seppo Shishiku, meaning that the Buddha preaches the Dharma with a lion's roar, right? That's the part you like, right? Well, you like more than that, but the lion's roar part is especially cool, huh? So this week, he wanted to come again because he was excited because this past Wednesday on April 22nd was Earth Day. And Earth Day is a special day around the world where we try to remember to take care of the world, to take care of the whole earth. It's not just people, right? It's not just plants. It's not just animals. It's everything, right? Animals includes lions, like lion, tigers, polar bears, right? Birds, fish, insects, right? So many different animals that are part of the earth, including humans, right? And apes and monkeys and cats and dogs and fish, all kinds of stuff, right? And so Earth Day wants to remind us to try and take care of them, to try and protect them, right? And so actually in Buddhism, we have something called eco-sangha. And eco is like ecology, this interconnected world that we live in. And then Sangha is community, like our Buddhist Sangha, but Eco-Sangha is maybe even bigger, right? Eco-Sangha is Sangha trying to take care of the world. So we were thinking, and there's a word that might be able to help us think about this. And it's a word we try to use in Japan every time we eat, and it actually has Buddhist roots, from what I understand. And so the word is Itadakimasu. Itadakimasu, right? And this word is a word that we say before we eat. We put our hands together. We can put our hands together, right? And say Itadakimasu, right? And then eat. But it doesn't mean let's eat. You didn't know that? Yeah, it doesn't mean let's eat. It means I'm gratefully receiving this meal. I'm humbly and gratefully receiving this meal before me. Now, this meal, it's not just the money that I paid for it, right? It's not just I paid $5 for 2 Big Macs or something, right? And wow, I got a lot of value because for my money, this hamburger or whatever has this value, right? It's not just something for me to use that I can just hand over this money, get the thing, and just consume it, right? When we say itadakimasu, we're trying to be aware of and grateful for all the causes and conditions that made it possible. So, you hear me talk about this before. For one thing, the plants and animals that gave their lives, right? That we live by even eating lettuce, right? The lettuce was alive. Even eating soup, right? The soup has stuff that was alive. The soup's made up of different stuff, right? And then we eat it, and it helps me survive. And so, by being aware of that and trying to understand that, right, that this meal is really, really special. But, it's not just the food. It's also all the people who prepared it, all the people who delivered it. And actually now, right, I don't know about you, but I only go shopping maybe once a week now, right? You used to be able to be like, oh, I need this. I'm just going to run to the store. But now we have to be really, really careful. We realize it's kind of dangerous right now with coronavirus around, right? So that when we go to the supermarket, it's not something we can just quickly rush in and out. The supermarkets now are only letting in certain number of people at a time, right? Some of them you can't bring in your own bag. You have to keep social distancing, right? So they have the lines so you stand further apart. And so it's not as easy as it used to be. But you know what? Maybe that in itself isn't such a bad thing, right? Because it means I don't take it for granted. It means I realize, wow, this is something, I have to wait for a while. I have to set aside a certain amount of time. I still have to be really careful, washing my hands and doing social distancing. And from what I heard, actually people working in supermarkets are getting sick, right? Even with all the stuff that they're trying, it's still people are getting sick more than before. Right, so realizing, wow, it's not just the animals and the plants that have given their lives, but everyone's risking their life in a way. And so maybe even more so, time to incorporate Itadakimasu into our routine, right? So that rather than just take for granted, it's not such a big deal. I'll just go get another one if I don't like this one, or I'm not going to eat it because I didn't feel like eating that today, right? Or like me, I don't eat the heel of the bread a lot of the time. But now, realize, wow, to go to the supermarket is kind of a big deal. So I'm going to try to eat everything that I got and not just throw stuff away and waste it. That's another word, mottainai, that maybe we'll talk about later. But itadakimasu, right, is trying to be aware, trying to be mindful, trying to be grateful, right, or expressing that gratitude, realizing, wow, this meal is really, really special, not something to take for granted, right? So that's what you wanted me to talk about today, right? Did I get everything? Oh, I know what you want to do. You want to do that one more time, huh? You can kind of show how right, the lion's roar, kind of like the Buddha, but then also how you say itadakimasu. Okay, so ready? This is really cool. Here he goes. Hands together. Wow, did you see that? Did you hear that? That's lion's itadakimasu, huh? So I want to thank everyone for coming this week. And remember, before we eat our meal, we can say it in English too. And I do that, downstairs I say in English, let us be mindful of and grateful for all the causes and conditions that make this meal possible. That's a really big mouthful. So maybe we can try and say itadakimasu. Itadakimasu. And that means to humbly receive, from the whole universe, this meal that we're about to eat. So let's try to do that when we're at home, right? Thinking about all the causes and conditions that made the meal possible. Okay, so thank you, everyone. Hope you're doing well, and we'll see you next week. It's going to be May next month, so we'll try to get back on board with our Dharma School themes. We'll have Shotsuki memorial service, and then we'll also have Gotanhei when we celebrate Shinran Shonin's birthday. Okay, so remember, you can go on the website too for updates. Hopefully you're getting these updates in email each week. And then also you can just go right to the YouTube channel and sign up, subscribe if you know how to do that. If we can get 100 subscribers, then we can get our own YouTube address, youtube.com/Buddhist Church of Oakland or something like that. So subscribe if you know how to do that. And thank you very much. And we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo.